fighting the good fight, that this isn't, no, this is not a hill any of you want to die on, let me tell you. It is not a good look, okay? We're in 2021. Do better, be better, act better, okay? I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, but let's try and be better together. Hi, and welcome to my very awkward intro. My name is Susan/Bambi, and this is Bambi's Rambles. How are we, friends? Are we good? That's good. And if you're not okay, that's okay too. In today's video, I actually want to bring up a topic that I think will garner me a lot of hate, and I feel like maybe it's dried up and it's old news, but I just want to talk about the bigger picture of what Mysterious T has done online. This is not me talking about Trisha. Trisha is irrelevant to this, which is for the most part. I just want to talk about Mysterious T's history of discrediting SA victims and what this conversation has done to the bigger picture of SA victims, advocacy, mental health advocacy, and a lot of these things online currently. When I look in comment sections, live stream chats, Reddits, Twitter, a whole bunch of other things, I feel like it's a bigger conversation that kind of, I think, Katie Daisy brought it up. I will link her video down below. She is an actual professional. She is an advocate for people. She does this in her real life. She has educated police officers, doctors, nurses, excuse me, I think I'm getting sick. She has, done the legwork outside of this YouTube world that we kind of live in, but I just want to talk about what this YouTube world has done to the bigger picture of this situation. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts, please keep watching. Remember to like and subscribe. I am so close to 2,000 subscribers, and I'm incredibly excited and incredibly grateful. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Even if they don't agree with me, as long as you're respectful, I just want to hear your point of view. But one comment, this thing is out of its mind. One thing I don't want to hear in my comment sections is that I'm being paid by trishapaytas. Because let me tell you something. If I was being paid by trishapaytas, I'd be on holiday somewhere. I wouldn't be on here talking about it. So I am being paid by nobody. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Okay, so why I feel like, first of all, Mysterious T is probably not the best advocate for this, not only because of these videos. We do know the first video, okay, fair enough, you called out all of her inconsistencies when you read her book. Fair. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. All gravy. The second one is quite disturbing. And I think a lot of people already know about this video. They've seen the video. They know why it's disturbing. Very dismissive of SA victims. Very dismissive of the idea that you can be sexually assaulted multiple times, because predators know. They know who to go to. They know the person that won't be believed, or the person that is an easy target. And I know that we don't see that because hopefully none of us have that mentality, but it's the same way that some of us end up in DV situations, is because people that perpetrate DV know. They just know the right person. And to say that because she didn't go to the police it didn't happen, it doesn't make any sense to me. I never went to the police, and it did happen more than once. So there you go. That's just me as an example. But when we talk about her tweets to Shane Dawson, now I know Xylee did her live streams on this. I will link him down below. I know that Kayla did her videos on this. I will link them down below. We have Not Another Housewife. I will link her down below, where everyone is talking about how You know, some memories can become fuzzled and confusing, and we don't know all the facts, or we change little things here and there due to negative mental health or trauma, and how the mind works. So they're all linked down below. There's all that information for you. I can say myself that that is true for me. Not in every scenario I've been in, but in a couple of them it's fuzzy, you know what I mean? So, but let's get back to Shane Dawson. So she literally is caping for this man who, again, I was a Shane Dawson fan. Like, I mean a fan. And the racist stuff and all those sorts of things, I knew bits and pieces, but the same way that we know that Laura Lee did something 10 years ago and we accepted her apology and all those sorts of things, I thought he had grown and changed. But when I saw this, for example, with Willow Smith, that's disturbing, that is uncomfortable, and that is a reason for him not to be on the internet. But in this tweet we have Mysterious. I've seen this clip a million times. Let's keep circling it because it needs to stay on the internet. Eye roll. Again, missing context. Yes, it's disgusting, but he isn't actually doing anything. It's a fucking joke. No amount of clips that I've seen are gonna make me change my opinion on him. So when she puts that but in there, but means forget everything else I said before the but. This is what I actually feel. She feels that this is nothing, even though Willow Smith's family have come out and said that's our daughter. Like, that's a person, that's our daughter. That's not funny. It's gross. So Mysterious T shouldn't be the person speaking on these sorts of things if that is her stance and her opinion. And then we have here where she talks about, you know, the idea that there are no SA victims or no victims of Shane Dawson. When we talk about his behavior on, was it Tiny Chat or Ogle or whatever it's called, on one of those chat things from years ago. I don't even know what it's called. It was around when I was in high school. She's sitting here saying there are no victims of actual SA. He made joke on Tiny Chats, and if there are actual victims, then they should go to the police. But, see how she has this but in here? But means, don't worry about anything else that I said. But until I hear there is a criminal investigation because victims came forward, I don't believe anyone posting on social media threads. It makes zero sense. People will look for attention, I'll believe it. But when the actual cops say there's a legit victim, but there is not. Sorry about my reading, folks. But yeah, that's strike number 2, my friend. And in September 2020, I still miss you a ton, please come back soon. Well, you say in your live stream about, you know, people talking about Shane Dawson that you were barely a fan, you barely care. Well, this doesn't show that. You're constantly caping for the man. You're constantly, and you deleted your video that you were standing up for him. Again, Xylee did a really cool live stream. She reacted to it. I love hearing her commentary on things anyway, so I will link that down below. Make sure you watch that.
Always thinks of other. That's weird. That's suspicious.
And see more of the bigger picture about how she feels about Shane. Excuse me. Then she starts doing this for Jeffree Star. I knew no good was going to come from spreading false news on Jeffree. Not looking good for our favorite reporter that investigates everything. You do realize the amount of bitching you do about Jeffree Star, and your bullshit article just sends more business his way. Girl, you obsessed. You are literally defending Laura Lee's racist tweets yesterday because of your obsession with Jeffree Star. Honey Bunny, you're doing the same thing for Shane Dawson, so it's a bit awkward. Now we have this one here. I have a problem with this article. They're not putting any sources out. They're just saying take our word for it. They source a DM. They source a text message, but not the DM or the photo. They could have blurred out the faces of the photo. These allegations are too serious to run with, and not the sources to back it up. The text message saying that the insider checked the phone number and it was Dom's. Insider is shady, especially with that article written about Jeffree. Do you realize that, like, journalism, they don't have to share their sources, and they also protect their sources. That's very, very common. I don't understand why you don't get that. Like, that's just next level for me. But look how many times, this is 3 strikes and you're out, my friend, because look how many times she's discrediting SA victims. Now, we are in 2021. How hard have we worked as a community, as a society, to make sure that people are heard and powerful people don't get away with things? How hard have we worked for people to be able to speak up for what they go through and what they have been through? You know, we have Jeffree Epstein. Now, let me tell you something. Jeffree Epstein was a teacher in the 1970s at a school called Dalton something or other in New York. He was a teacher. He was also a teacher without any qualifications to be a teacher. He was also a teacher that was inappropriate, very inappropriate with students. And guess what? The principal didn't care. No one cared. So a prestigious school in New York, they're protecting a staff member that has no qualifications in teaching to teach and to be inappropriate with students. They're protecting him when they have prestigious families and students that can protect their children. Not some little small town something or other. It can happen everywhere. It has happened everywhere. I am not here to say that Mr. R has done anything. I'm not here to say that. But I'm also not here to say that he didn't. I can't sit here and be 100% in my opinion, because there's no 100% on any of this. We have so many people, including Mysterious, saying, I'm 100% right, and that's that. That's not how it works. And you can't do that. There are gray areas, there are variables, there's all these other things. And I really wish Mysterious T would stop with the live streams and completely skating over any point that was made. And not even just budging a little bit. You know, she's saying that she cares about SA victims. Well, these tweets, this video shows that you don't. Because if you did, you would look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that there are people on the internet currently that are reading these tweets, that are watching these videos, that are seeing these comment sections and thinking, if anything happens to me, I can't come out. Or thinking about, it's actually brought up like historic issues for people and it has triggered them. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is such a heavy topic with that many layers that it should never have been a point of discussion. It shouldn't have been a discussion where everyone gets to have an opinion. This is not something to have an opinion on. I'm sorry. I know that I'm being dismissive, I'm being, you know, whatever, but I feel as though this whole topic has been very dismissive to a number of people. You know, to say, Mysterious saying, oh, she said it felt good. Okay, that is a very common thing to happen to people during SA. And it is a way and another layer where SA victims and survivors feel shame. They feel like it wasn't bad, it wasn't all of these things, because it felt good. It's very, very bizarre. It's very, very bizarre how this can be any sort of conversation that people are having. I just feel like it shouldn't be a conversation. It's not for the fucking internet. It's not for the internet. Trisha, okay. Trisha should never have said his name and whatever else. Okay, fair. I'm not going to fucking debate it, mate. I'm not going to debate it. I'm not here sticking up for Trisha. But at the same time, I just wish other people would open their mind a little bit, because we are in such a different time and people are really showing that they haven't grown in regards to this topic. Everyone's a mental health care advocate. Everyone's hashtagging the Me Too movement, all those sorts of things. But when it really comes to an actual thing where it's actually happening, you're all showing that you don't necessarily care. That's hurtful for a lot of people. And a lot of my subscribers, you know, have said that they've had to change their handle on YouTube because the way that they spoke their piece and were attacked, and they didn't feel comfortable anymore. I've had people have gone private on Twitter because they feel uncomfortable. There is so much here that I really wish people would just see and stop biting down on this and then claiming that you care about mental health. I've said this in my Gabby Hanna videos. I've said this in my other videos. I don't understand how people can say that they're mental health care advocates, but when people start showing negative signs of mental health, we either pile on top of them and make fun of them, we either grind them down to the ground, or we dismiss or belittle their experiences. I just wish that sometimes people would go on YouTube and make a video and see the amount of people that come at you and see how that feels. Because sometimes I feel like people aren't putting themselves in each other's shoes, and I feel like that would make the internet a better place. Not that anyone's gonna fucking listen to me because I'm just some Aussie over here rambling on fucking YouTube, but I just wish sometimes people would look a little differently at situations and look at things from an empathetic way. We can have empathy for this teacher. We can also have empathy for trishapaytas. We should have empathy for all these sorts of things, because it's heavy shit. Do you know what I mean? It's heavy. And for Mysterious to say like her mum was a bad mum, and you know, all these things about, you know, I feel like it was the stepfather and not this. That's conspiracies, sweetheart. That's conspiracies. Stop with that. You don't get to have fucking conspiracies about someone's SA. And you also don't get to come on live stream a million times and double down on what you're saying and cry about some of the negative you've been getting, because you have not been getting that much. But expect it. You dug into Trisha more than any of us have ever dug into Trisha. And you're upset when people dig into you. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. You get what you get and you don't get upset. Because you dished it out, sweetheart. People are just keeping the same energy. That's all it is, my love. Okay? I have nothing against people supporting Mysterious. Support her. Support her channel. That's amazing. She grew so fast. But don't be out here attacking SA victims. Don't be out here belittling people. Don't be out here fighting the good fight. That this isn't, no, this is not a hill any of you want to die on, let me tell you. It is not a good look, okay? We're in 2021. Do better, be better, act better, okay? I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, but let's try and be better together. Especially when it comes to mental health, especially when it comes to SA. Do your research. Don't be out here just barking orders at people like, take this video down because it's embarrassing. No. We all have our opinion, because Mysterious T opened Pandora's box and we all have an opinion. So that's that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember to like, subscribe, send a pigeon, keep the same energy, and I will see you guys very soon. Mwah.